Hello everyone, good evening po sa inyong lahat. Today is Sunday, December 3, and of course, it's Gurong Pinoy Day again. Welcome po to all our aspiring let takers this March 2024, and of course, our civil service examiners this February 2024. Welcome po, and I'm hoping and praying that tonight's session will all be productive and meaningful for you. Tonight's session is on verbal reasoning, but I chose the topic for me, which is very challenging. Tonight, we will be talking about test items on identifying errors. But I chose test items focusing on the English. So, next time na lang po yung Filipino. Let's see how well you will fare with the test items that I have prepared. Samahan niyo po ako tonight from 6 until 8 o'clock. And sa mga gusto namang mag-shout out dyan, gustong i-shout out yung location nila, you can input your location here. And yes, some of you are already tagging your friends. So you can tag your friends, those who are looking forward to take the LET or the CSE. Hopefully, mas marami tayong maaabot tonight so that we can help as many people as we could. Okay? So I think we are all set. Let's begin this session with a prayer. If you are a Catholic, you may make the sign of the cross as a symbol of your faith in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we come before you today as aspiring civil servants, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we prepare for our civil service exam. We acknowledge that you are the ultimate source of our knowledge and understanding. And so we ask for your presence to be with us during this online review session. Grant us clarity of mind, focus, and the ability to retain the information we learn. Help us to understand the concepts and principles that will be tested and give us the confidence to apply them effectively. Lord, we know that success comes not only from our own efforts, but also from your divine intervention. And so we surrender our anxieties and fears to you, trusting that you will equip us with the knowledge and skills needed to pass the civil service exam. As we embark on this review journey, may we be reminded of our purpose as civil servants to make a positive impact on the lives of the people we serve. Help us to keep this goal in mind and to approach our studies with passion and dedication. We thank you also for the opportunity to pursue a career in public service and for the resources available to us. May this online review session be fruitful and productive, bringing us one step closer to achieving our goals. All these we ask in your most holy name. Amen. Alright, magandang gabi po sa mga kakapasok lang. Allow me to share with you a quote by Colin Powell, and he said that a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and of course, hard work. So if you're looking forward to a successful CSE this February 2024, then we just don't sleep and wait for the magic or for Santa to make the magic happen. The magic is always in our hands, and that means that we have to put in all the little efforts that we could so that these little efforts, when consolidated, when put together, will become big enough for us to say that, yay, it's a successful civil service exam indeed. So, magandang gabi. Tonight, as I have said, I have prepared test items on identifying errors. For me, this is one of the most challenging test items kasi um, the topic in one item can be already varied. So different grammar and language skills are tested with a simple or one test item alone. And working on this test, its aim is to test our ability to recognize faults, especially in relation to usage of the language. For tonight, our focus is on English language and recognize effective sentences that follow conventions of standard written English. And of course, how else would you know that that sentence is effective if you don't equip yourselves with the knowledge and the skills on grammar, so the grammatical structures. And the suggestion in going through with this test type is one, you have to read the sentence all the way through. My recommendation always is when you read, diba, for when you're attacking reading comprehension test items, I would usually suggest that you don't read everything. So skimming and scanning will do to save you time, especially if the text is heavy or the text is long or lengthy. Pero sa identifying errors na test type, you really have to read the entire sentence to see. So after reading that, you check each underlined portion of the text. So usually there are four of them, but it says that if there's no error, then you just write five, meaning the sentence is effective, the sentence is grammatically correct. But the third step says confirm why the word you picked is wrong. And the confirmation is challenging kasi nga you will bank on your knowledge, your knowledge on grammatical structures or the structures of an effective standard written English. Pag hindi solid yung knowledge mo, doon baka magsisemplang ka. So what you will do is review as many as possible grammar lessons. Hopefully yung mga pinag-aralan mo nung elementary, high school, college, postgraduate will help you. Okay? Pag hindi, mini-mini mo. But I don't suggest that, of course. All right? So let's get ready. The instruction says choose the underlined word or phrase labeled 1, 2, 3, or 4, which are not acceptable in the formal written English. Pero pag effective sentence yung nakikita nyo, please choose 5 because there is surely no error in that. So get ready. Number 1. Kindly input the test item number. For example, right now we will be attacking item number 1. So please key in 1 dot and then the number of your choice. In the entire class, I have no idea who is the most smartest, but I think it is the bookish girl. Is this sentence effective? Does it have an error? Please key in your answers. Okay, so we have 3, a possible answer, 3. All right. So between 2 and 3. Okay. Would you like to rationalize? Bakit 2? Bakit 3? So my 4. The bookish girl. Bookish. Sige. So mas marami-rami na yung 2, no? Ah, I think more inputs for two. Alright, sige. Let's check. Isa-isahin natin yung portion. Pag sinabi natin number one, entire, this is correct. So, a synonym could be whole. So, in the entire class or in the whole class, so tama po yung one. If you answered A or one, this part is correctly written. So, you can replace the word entire or whole. So, to refer to a section, for example. Pag sabi mo four, somebody answered four, but this one is correct. So, to describe that somebody is a reader or is heavily dependent on books, very knowledgeable, especially if tatanungin mo kung ano yung content ng libro or kung ano yung libro na binasa, bookish people would usually know a lot of books. And if you ask them, what's the book about, they would usually be able to answer you. And it functions as an adjective describing girl. So, tama po yung number four. Ma'am Sherlyn says, two kasi redundant. Sige, let's see. So, yung mali dito is indeed two. Kasi, di ba, if you think about degrees of comparison, so lesson on adjectives, bookish is also an adjective, entire is also an adjective describing class, pero we don't say most smartest. Recalling our lesson on adjectives, we have 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and then superlative degree. Yung positive degree, walang comparison to any. So you just say, she is beautiful. He is clever. The boy is industrious or diligent in his studies. So walang addition, just the main word, or we say base word ng adjective. Pag comparative naman, you think about two things or two persons being compared. For example, I am better than her. So I and her are being compared. So instead of saying good, it is translated into the comparative degree, and so it becomes better. Or if we add an ER, so I study, ano ba? I I am prettier than her. So prettier, adding er to mean that I am better in terms of beauty compared to the other person. Or if you add the word more, so I am more beautiful than her. So in comparative degree, you either add an er or you either add the word more. Pero yung superlative, this is what you see in number 3. That's smartest. So you say smartest, that's already the, ano ba, yung pinaka. So, wala nang, mas gaganda pa, wala nang mas smart pa. Siya na. So, for example, in here, you add either an EST or you add the word most. Pero hindi pwedeng dalawa sila because Ma'am Sherlyn said it will be redundant. So you'd say, she is the most beautiful. So beautiful is the base word, and then you just add the word most. Pero in some cases, when there's usually an only one or two syllable word, adjective, so you add an ER. So, for example, pretty, it will become prettiest, or smart will become smartest. So, to avoid redundancy, in number 2, we remove the word most. All right? So, may error po. Yung answer dito is 2. Okay, moving forward. Smartest is already in its superlative degree. Redundant kapag nag-add pa tayo ng most. Number 2, the avid runner ran slowly and steady until he crossed the finish line. Do we have an error in this sentence or is this sentence effective? Please key in your answers. The avid runner ran slowly and steady until he crossed the finish line. Or 5, there's no error. Okay. Now, I would usually tell my students if you're dealing with identifying errors, usually portions are erroneous. Very seldom na yung answer is 5. So I suggest you gamble on the other options than 5. I tried answering parang most of the reviewers that I have gone through about identifying errors, usually erroneous. May mga errors talaga. 1. If you answered 1, I'd say this one is correct. In relation to verb tense consistency, tama po. Kasi in the second part, it says, until he crossed the finish line. So it's in the simple past tense with an ed. And so the use of the word ran, the running and the crossing all happened in the past. So number 1 is correct. Verb tense consistency, meaning consistent yung gamit ng simple past tense all throughout the sentence. Okay? Meron nagsabing it should be run. No. So if you use RUN, mali po. Una, there's only one subject, runner. And runner is singular. So dapat runs, 'di ba? Pero hindi pwedeng yung verb mo na is runs and then crossed. It's a violation of verb tense consistency. So mali yung 1. Okay? Tama yung 1. Tama. Mali yung run. So tama yung ran. Ran and crossed are both in the simple past tense. If your answer is 2, slowly, tama din. Slowly, when we encounter the words having ly at the end, like gracefully, beautifully, diligently, smartly. So these words describe or modify either a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. In this case, slowly describes how the avid runner ran. So how did he run? He ran slowly. So slowly modifies the verb ran. And so 2 is correct. If you answered okay. If you nobody answered 4, no? So that's correct. So number 4 here is correct. So until, hanggang sa. So he ran slowly until hanggang sa makakross siya ng finish line. Yung mali dito is number 3. Steady is simply an adjective. So dapat consistent siya with slowly. How does the avid runner run? So he ran slowly and steadily. So you might be confused kasi steady also ends with with a Y. Pero steady is already the base word adjective. So you have to add an ly to make it an adverb. And both slowly and steadily modifies the verb run. How did the runner run? How did the runner run? Did run. Okay, yeah. Tama. So steadily. Okay, very good. Let's go to number 2. The new bank is much further away from the house than the grocery store. How do you appraise this sentence? Is this sentence effective or does it contain an error? Look at the word new, much, further, and then than. If I may suggest, please key in the item number po. So other than the option that you have inputted, it would really help if you key in the item number. For example, 3.3. Pero 3 yung answers, majority, say there's also a 4. So nobody answered 1. Let me see. Yeah. Nobody answered 1. Sige, let's check. So the word new is an adjective. It describes what kind of bank it is. So it's a new bank. That's correct. Very good. Hello. Number 4, somebody answered 4. This is also correct. So we use the word than if you wish to compare two things. So there's a comparison laid down for the word house and the grocery store. And which one is farther? So between the house and the grocery store, which one is farther from the bank? So the use of the word than is correct here. All right. So if you said 5, meron pong error. So it has an error. And many say it's 3 because 3 is erroneous. But let's take a look at the word much first. So the word much is an adverb of degree. So it goes together with the word very, quite, a bit, a lot. So how much? Uh, so if it's, for example, it says, I run much, I run much faster than him. So much faster. So the word much intensifies the how fast, intensifies the running or the how fast the running is. So if we say, the new bank is much farther, tama. So usually the word much is attached with an adjective to emphasize its intensity. Okay? So yung tamang sagot dito, as you have mentioned, is 3. Further. Let's differentiate farther from further. So there's a difference, slight difference, an A and a U. So pag sinabi natin farther, meaning malayo. From the house to the market, gaano kalayo. So we're talking about the physical distance. Pero pag sinabi natin further with a U, it means everything else. Further, you need further training to improve your skills. So dagdagan mo pa, everything else. You need he underwent further training which is needed for his job. So dinagdagan pa, dagdagan pa. Okay? So farther, physical distance, further, dagdagan pa or everything else. So, the correct answer here is 3, dapat farther. Kasi we're talking about the distance the distance between the bank and the house and the distance between the bank and the grocery store. And which of the two is farther? All right? Yes, malayo, far. Number 4. I like neither cats or dogs, but I have to comply with my mother's rule that I both walk and feed the dog. What do you think about this sentence? Is this correct or mali? All right. So this one is an easy item. May suggestion na kaagad. All right, very good. So everyone agrees it's a 1. So let's see number 2 though. Bakit tama yung number 2? When we say comply with, ano tawag natin dito? Phrasal verbs. So we call verbs that go together with a certain preposition are called phrasal verbs. For example, make up or made in or made for. So the partnership of a verb and a preposition is called phrasal verb. So in this case, comply with is also a phrasal verb. So pag sinabi natin comply, it means in accordance to. Tapos it always comes with the word with. Comply with sorry. Sandali ah. So comply with. For example, I cannot comply with your request. Steve had to comply with her decision. So comply with. So number 2 is correct. Yung number 3 and number 4 is also a good partner. We call that correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions examples are the conjunctions that go together with a word. So there's a partnership. For example, both and, not only but also, neither nor, either or. So those are correlative conjunctions. And the partnership between and both and is correct. So we say to stress that two things are included, so we say both dot and, like they like both cheese and pizza. Sometimes erroneously people would say they like both cheese as well as pizza. So that's wrong. So both and as well as don't go together. All right. So this one is correct. And so the erroneous part indeed is 1, as I've said. The correlative conjunction is neither nor, either or. So we should brew either coffee or tea. We brewed neither coffee nor tea. So the pairing should be maintained. Very good. It's a 1. Number 5. The fight was caused by both a bad referee as well as cheating athletes who were capable of hiding their behavior from the fans. What do you think about this sentence? Do we have any error? Or is this sentence correctly written? Take a look at the word by as well as of and from. Are they correctly written? Okay. Oh, somebody says this one is effective already. Effective nga ba yung sentence na to? Somebody says one, caused by. Let's see if one is indeed erroneous. So, pag sinabi natin the fight was caused by bad referee, cheating athletes. Let's see. So, the word cause is always paired with a preposition by. For example, the fire was caused by a firework. Depollution faults are caused by blank. The ulcers were caused by stress and spicy food. So, caused by or caused by. So, this one is correct. Nobody did answer 3, no? So, that's also correct. So, we say capable. The word capable, meaning you are able to do something, is always fixed or followed by a fixed preposition of. For example, the governor is capable of handling his current difficulties. Capable of. Or if we did the things we are capable of, we would astound ourselves. So capable plus of. That's already a fixed preposition to be its pair. Okay? So if you answered 3, tama. From. So hide. The word hide can be paired with any preposition. Pero tama ba to say hide from the fans? Number 2. So you hide from the ano ba? Lady, you hide from your teacher, you hide from sino ba yung yung naniningil ng utang, you hide from them. Okay? So as long as you don't want to see the person, you hide from someone. So there's a correct partnership. Pero tingnan natin yung as well as. Sabi kanina, correlative conjunction both is always partnered with and. Pag sinabi natin as well as, para mo na rin sinabi both and. So, the manager as well as the employees, or you say, or sige. So this is one way of saying it. The manager as well as the employees, or you can say it in another way. Both the manager and the employees. So always both and. Pag walang both, then you use as well as to mean in addition to. So dapat dito is and. Tama? So this one is erroneous. The error is in number 2. We replace as well as with and. Number 6. When comparing my mother and father, I don't know which is stricter. Is this sentence erroneous or does it have no error at all? Look at the word when. And then is the word I correctly written? Or 3, is which here correctly written? Or maybe stricter? All right. So everyone agrees with number 3, which. Okay, and some of you are mentioning about using who instead. Take a look. We say when. Let's take a look at number one. When we say when, we're thinking about when that time happened. So we use when to refer to a future situation or condition that we are certain of. For example, when I see Gary, I'll tell him that you said hello. And when I say when, I will definitely see Gary. Okay? So let's take a look at this one. When comparing my mother and father, so it's definitive. One can compare the mother and the father. So that's correct. What about the use of the word I? I don't know. I don't know which is stricter. Nobody answered two, no? So number two is also correct. It's consistent with the use of the word my, the pronoun my, meaning the doer of the action is the I. Okay, subjective ano ba, subjective case pronoun or nominative case pronoun. So correct. Nobody answered four. So tama, because we mentioned that there's a comparison between the mother and the father. And one of them is surely stricter than the other. So stricter. And indeed, the erroneous part here is three, which we think about who, which, and that, which are usually are misused. So, when we say who, dapat people. Pag sinabi naman nating which, then we're talking about things. So, mother and father are both persons. So, dapat who. Let me see. Okay, very good. So, three is who dapat, not which. Number seven, I apologized for my transgression when I argued with you after I was unable to abide to your rules, prohibiting me from smoking. This one's full of prepositions. So your knowledge of preposition and phrasal verbs would be of big help here. Let's take a look at the phrasal verbs. Apologized for, argued with, abide to, prohibit from. Although of the four, only two and three are what we call phrasal verbs. When we say apologize, sometimes it doesn't necessarily have a preposition that follows it. Just like when you say, I apologize. So that's the end of the sentence. So it does not necessarily require a preposition to go with it. For example, prohibit. So I was he prohibits the going out from class during the session. So prohibit is it does not necessarily require a preposition after it. Pero yung argue and abide always go with certain prepositions. So which one ba yung tama? Is it one or five? Sabi ng isa. This one is effective. Tama yung pagkakagamit ng prepositions. Sige. So, majority say one. Let's see. Four. I apologize. Pag sinabi natin apologize, usually it is followed by the preposition for. We apologize for what? What's the reason? So, to mention that, what is the cause or what's the reason of the apology, so you add the word for. We apologize for the late arrival of the train. Kurt apologized. Why? Or for what? For bursting in on our meeting. Mai apologized for past behaviors. So yung gamit ng for, if you answered one, that's correct. Alright? Please take note of this. Marami sa inyo yung nagkamali sa item na to. Argued with. When I argued with you. Is this one a phrasal verb also? Pag sinabi nating argue, you usually attach it with the preposition with or against. So you may argue with anybody. You may argue with your teacher, you may argue with me, you may argue with your partner, or you also argue against the idea or his opinion or his statements. So when you want to argue with someone, use argue with. When you want to argue against an idea, use the word against. Okay, argue with, argue against. In this case, argue with you. So person, so we say with. From, so prohibit means to prevent, and it is always followed by the preposition from. The employees were prohibited from entering the building. I was prohibited from going out at night. So from, prohibit from. So this one is correct. But what do you say when you say, for example, in relation to the laws and regulations, you abide, we say by it. So abide by, not abide to. So to abide by means to obey or behave according to a certain rule or order or law. For example, she agrees to abide by the regulations. And you also agree that you will abide by the PRC rules and regulations in relation to taking your to the civil service commission in relation to your taking of the civil service exam. Abide by. So this one, number 3, item 3, or option 3 is erroneous. So you don't say abide to, but abide by the rules. Number 8. The result of the laboratory tests are available at the administrative building near the campus center. Take a look at the, are, at, or near. Are they correctly written? Or is any one of them erroneous? Number 3 nga ba? Is this erroneous? And should we replace it with on? So remember your preposition of place. On, in, at. So, the administrative building. Ano yung dapat dyan? At, on, or in? So, to. Sabi ng iba, to. Pero a number, say, this one is an effective sentence. So, 2, 5, and 3. Okay. Sige. Let's check. May habol pa ba? May masasabi bang 1? The. So, 5. Mas marami yung 5 and 2. Sige, let's see. Yung 1, tama. This one is correct. When do we use the word the versus a and an? So, pag sinabi nating the, meaning you're talking about a definite or specific thing, like the earth. Pag hindi ka sure, sabihin mo either a book. So, which book? The book, if you are very specific. But if you just need any other book, you say a book. Tapos consonant siya. Yung fina-follow niya, book, begins with a consonant. Pag hindi ka rin definite or you're not very specific about something that you're referring to, and it begins with vowels, you say an, like an elephant. But if you want to mean that there's a certain or specific elephant that you're referring to, so instead of saying an elephant, which means just any other elephant, in contrast, you can say the elephant. The elephant with big brown ears. So this time you are very specific. Which of the many elephants are you referring to? So the, if very specific or definite. Pag indefinite or general, to say a or an. Okay? So of the many results that you're talking about, this one is pointing to the result of the laboratory tests. So very specific, which result is being referred to. So that. At naman, let's review our preposition of place. So, pag enclosed space, in, or bigger space, bigger locations. Pag surface or pag transport, on, like train, like on the table, on the floor. Pero pag sinabi nating precise location, we say at. So where can we find the result? It's at the administrative building. And where is that administrative building be found? It's near the campus center. So number 3 and number 4 are both correct. Okay? The administrative building is a precise location. So in the campus center, it's the result is at the administrative building. Yung correct answer natin dito, the erroneous part is 2. For those who mentioned 2, very good. Kasi, bakit 2? Bakit may error sa gamit ng R? Yung subject natin, if you are seeing, if the underlined part is a verb, dapat yung first rule, yung first na gagawin mo is to locate the subject. So, the result, and usually, if the sentence follows the normal order, the subject comes first, and then it is followed by the verb. So, what are the words written before the word are? Let's locate the nouns. Result, laboratory, and tests. So, sa tatlo dito, alin yung pinag-uusapan? Is it the result? Is it the laboratory? Or is it the test? Yung pinag-uusapan dito is the result. And notice, laboratory tests follows after the preposition of. So, tawag natin dito prepositional phrase. Na nagtatry lang mag-intervene and expound on what kind of result are we talking about. So, it's the result of the laboratory tests. So you can eliminate of the laboratory tests. You will have the result is available at the administrative building. So 2 is erroneous. Tama. It should be is. Very good. Number 9. Yesterday, I went to the store and I was getting milk for my cereal. Is this sentence correctly written? Look at I. 2 was getting, and then 4. Or is this sentence correct? Oh, may nagsabi ng effective sentence to. So this one has no error. 3 was getting. Ano bang mali sa was getting? Sige, sa mga nag-input na 3, bakit 3? If it is not was getting, ano dapat? Marami yung 3. So 5 and 3. Oh, merong 4. I was getting milk for my cereal. Sige. Let's see. So let's start first with 1. So nobody chose 1. This is a correct sentence. This is a correct item. The option 1 is correct. Yesterday, I went to the store. So the use of the word I, tama. So thinking about cases of pronouns, the word I is always used as a subject in the sentence. So subjective case pronoun siya, or nominative case pronoun siya. And we know that the subject is I because after that, there's the pronoun my, referring back to the antecedent I. So tama. Yung 2, when we say go, from the word went, from the base form go, and then the past participle form gone, is always followed by the word to. I go to school. They go to the shop. He went to the park. You went to school. Look at this. I have gone to school. He has gone to the cinema. So go, went, and gone, followed by to. Okay? So this one is also correct. Number 2. Nobody did answer. 4. Nobody answered 4, no? This is also correct. So why did I go to the store? To get milk for my cereal. So for what? For my cereal. So that's correct. Pero yung 3, as you have mentioned, is erroneous. I agree with you. Notice our time expression, yesterday. Pag sinabi natin yesterday, it's a definitive time, di ba? Kailan nangyari yung action? Definitely, yesterday. And yesterday, tapos na. So, the action is already completed. So, let's differentiate was getting from the word got. So, was getting is a past progressive verb. Pag sinabi mong past progressive verb, yung cue mo is the ing form. Tapos, it is followed by was or were. It begins with a was or were, followed by an ing form of the verb. For example, Mike was biking home. Pero, you use the past progressive from the word progressive, meaning continuing. So, hindi pa siya tapos, nangyayari siya at the time of speaking. So, ongoing yung action in the past when you were talking about it. So, Mike was biking home. Ongoing yung pagbabike ni Mike. Hindi pa tapos. Pero pag sinabi nating past simple, like some of you mentioned here, dapat got, tapos na. Definitely tapos na yung it's already a completed action. Mike biked home. So you can add also time expressions like Mike biked home yesterday. So tapos na, biked. So going back here, or the car drove away. So simple past form. So instead of, so yesterday is your clue, meaning tapos na. So yesterday I went to the store. Tapos look at this. Dapat consistent yung verb tense mo. So because of the signal yesterday, it's went and not was going. So to maintain consistency, you say went, got. Alright? So the erroneous part indeed is 3. What's past tense? Is that a new spelling? Okay, number 10. Although I have always liked skiing, I go on a ski vacation 5 times a year and always enjoy it. Is this sentence erroneous or uh, it's already an effective sentence? Look at the word although and then the verb like and then go and then it. Although I have always liked skiing, I go on a ski vacation 5 times a year and always enjoy it. Okay. Is it a 2? Although I have always liked. Dapat like. I always like. Tama ba? Or 1, although. Sige. So, let's start first with the word like. Kasi mas marami yung ano. Mas marami yung nagsabi na this part is erroneous. Sige. So, majority say it should be like. Don't be deceived by the word always. Because if you take a look at the word always, before that, you see the word have. So our verb is not only like, but it's have liked. So don't be deceived, don't be fooled by the word always. So when you say have always liked, that verb is under the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense verbs would compose of has or have plus the past participle form. So have eaten, have driven, have written, have delivered. Okay? Has eaten, has delivered, has written, has driven. So has or have plus the past participle form. And in this case, this is correct because the word liked is the past participle form of the word like. Have liked. Okay? So if you got it wrong here, please take note. Uh, Others say it's 1. Let's go first with 3. So is 3 correct? So pag sinabi naman natin go, it's consistent with the word enjoy. So go is in the simple present tense and enjoy is also in the simple present tense. So maintaining the verb tense consistency. Alright? So 3 is correct. Yung it, tama ba yung pagkakagamit ng pronoun na it? Ano yung nire-refer nito? So when we say it refers back to the ski vacation. And I always enjoy it. What does she enjoy? Ski vacation or the skiing. Okay? And it's singular. So it. So tama. Pero those who mentioned 1, na mali yung although, you are right.